Astronomers are at risk, and I will tell why. Recently, I saw in one of the forums in Britain that a well-known and respected amateur astronomer, one of the moderators, was telling that the doctor has recommended to him, don't go outside for observing and don't expose yourself to catch cold. And the reason is that when you go outside to visual observation, you get exposed to the cold. If you're not covering yourself, you may catch flu or cold. You may get a sore throat even. And you will not know eventually, do you have a COVID-19 or you're just having a flu? The systems of the, public health are under pressure. Anybody who catches cold will be another pressure on them just to cope with. Ignoring then this will be less resources available for people who really have the COVID-19, the dangerous cases. So that means you will not get the care that you need. And eventually, if you have the COVID-19, if you have been exposed to it, you will be at a higher risk. Most of the astronomers are older people, visual observers. Young ones are mostly astrophotographers. This guy was selling his expensive eyepieces, Ethos 21 millimeter, Ethos 13 millimeter. He was selling it at a very reasonable half price almost, or a little bit even cheaper than half price, just because the doctor told him that you should not expose yourself. And he was selling this into found a remote kind of observing astrophotography tools for himself. I think that's true. All of us should do this. Don't expose yourself to the outdoors if you can. Keep warm if you don't really want to, change your habits of visual observation or anything. Get one of these jackets that the motorbike riders use, the heated ones. I got one. If you can afford it, get one. If you cannot afford it, really wrap yourself very completely, Even a face mask keeps you warm, keeps your mouth warm. Mouth area, you will not be affected. Be very careful. You can observe from indoors. I do easily from indoors, and the change is very minuscule. At the same time, you will enjoy more because you're indoors. You're warm. You can just get a coffee for yourself. You can get a glass of milk, hot milk, chocolate, whatever you like. Toilet is available for you. You don't need to expose yourself to the damp. The equipment will be also good because they're all indoors. They don't get damp. They don't get moist. They don't get fungi in them eventually. So you will do best service to yourself by not exposing yourself to the outside elements. Keep safe. Clear skies. Stay safe. Tonight outside is very cold. This is the telescope setup I'm using. It's a Bushnell Voyager with a 40 millimeter eyepiece of the SLV, Vixen SLV. Is it SLV? Yes, I think this is SLV. Let me just make sure. NLV, yes. And I'm looking at the M42 Nebula. I saw the Pleiades. I'm looking at the moon at the same time. I'm doing all of this from behind the double glaze. Not particularly very clean. Of course, the flash shows every detail, every blemish, but when you look with the telescope, it's quite clean. And let me see what we can see. I'm trying to use a camera app, which actually makes this camera pushes to the limits of it for video and still photos. Let's see how it may introduce a lot of noise, but anyway, that's it. Oh, it is such a pleasant experience. Being indoors, warm at the same time, everything visible. I can look at the moon, slightly not very falling, snapping into focus, but is above average, the image quality. the Milky Way and looking at the stars, Pleiades and Hades and Aldebaran and all the star fields around the Orion constellation are beautiful, amazing in this Bushnell Voyager. And I'm really enjoying tonight's observations from indoors, from inside the room. And I cannot believe I'm looking at such a setup with such a variety of eyepieces from inside the room. I am sitting on the floor, and this is the telescope I'm using, and this is the eyepieces I'm using. And the moon is comfortable. Even I can go to use the Nagler's original 7mm one and Vixen SLV 5mm. The best view, of course, comes with the Nirvana. So I'm quite pleased actually with this setup. Indoor astronomy is the way to go, it seems. And I have a set of eyepieces here, many eyepieces, 40mm, 80mm, 7mm Nagler, and this is original eyepiece that I used here. I have another eyepiece. This is a 5mm SLV. I couldn't take with this one, but anyway, I mean capture a video, but I will try probably again. Of course, I'm sitting on a chair, putting my feet on a little table, and I'm in my sleeping garment, and I'm really enjoying this. Such a beautiful experience. Oh, and I'm leaning back. I've never done like this. I'm leaning back on a chair. My back has a support also, so really nice. Good back support. And my feet is up. Oh, the only thing missing is the coffee. I should go and bring one cup of coffee. The dark is a bit dangerous. It may fall on my eyepieces. But anyway, nice. This is a planet Venus. I must say this has one of the sturdiest images I've seen of Venus. This camera provides. Oh, the atmosphere is good, but it's a gibbous phase anyway.